I love it when people like commit to having very silly blitz numbers. But our match is starting. You're going to be seeing no warm-up. Honestly, having no warm-up from SZABOLCS after taking that long of a break is kind of a ballsy move. We're about to see how well that pays off. What is this opener from Neko here? I've definitely been like taking note of Neko's shenanigans during this event, but they just never cease to amaze me. SZABOLCS does take that opening round, so the no warm-up does indeed prove to their benefit.
And we see PCO stack from both players to start this off here.
Ooh, SZABOLCS was not ready to break the surge on their own. That was a very quick, decisive spike from Neko there. What am I... Neko, what are we doing here? Why is this working?
Yeah, what are
and it
we
goes
doing?
into Fractal. You get the surge threshold, probably looking to break soon, gets a full down stack. SZABOLCS has so much cheese on their board despite the amount of clean that was just sent to them. I think it was due to the irregular surge timing that resulted in that in their board. And Neko is 100% controlling the pace of this game right now. SZABOLCS is definitely going to have to find a way separate adaptation than they did in their last game. Blocking is going to be a lot harder against this kind of playstyle. That is an insane upstack from Neko there. They are going to get away with it. SZABOLCS has such a huge well, and they are going to maintain the material very nicely. Hits the 34 spike extension. And the well is in a good spot again. But Neko's just been playing so fast, churning through their entire board like butter right now.
So true. But both players ending up at about the same point here, relatively even, both with some material to access right now.
I think this is the kind of
significant back-to-back advantage, though.
Oh yeah, by a long shot. 13-0 right now. Just waiting for the opportune time to break. Finds a 20 spike, and SZABOLCS does not have the skims. But so far, these engagements have just been the epitome of there is order and chaos. What is that? Neko!
Yeah, not quite sure.
Do you know what that was?
No, really not sure at all.
The homie is playing for the fans, and I'm all for it.
Same here.
Like, right now, this is a case of SZABOLCS isn't even playing bad. They're just getting, like, sheer speed gap. They're gonna have to play faster, and that's a lot harder than, like, said. A lot easier said than done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and SZABOLCS' board, not the most ideal. They have that down stack, though. Both players are going to be neutral on the back-to-back game. SZABOLCS is the one who gets it back first, but there's a hole in the stack, and that's just going to be a break. Neko up at the top, though. Definitely on the ropes, but SZABOLCS isn't able to find the kill in time. Though that well access isn't looking great for Neko, and now SZABOLCS is able to find the kill.
Yeah, SZABOLCS just looking for that nice time to get that spike. The moment they got a good board state, they just bided their time for when Neko was in a bad spot. Love to see it. Neko is going to be doing what I think is an ISO into just regular TSD into... STSD into 6-3. Okay, what? I can't believe the sequences are this clean. For, like, the amount of... I don't even know what to call it on my screen. SZABOLCS looking extremely dependent right now. Is going to find all the eyepieces when they need it. Perfect time for canceling as well.
Yeah, and both players wanting to get that back-to-back going. Neko is the first one to find it, but SZABOLCS has this clean well right now. It's going to make it easy for them, but they break, and the -9 appears on the board very quickly. No well access for SZABOLCS. There's the eyepiece, and what are the pieces there, not what they wanted in that situation.
Yeah, that piece queue was not good for SZABOLCS, especially when dealing with just 4 PPS constant Neko gameplay.
SZABOLCS well transferring very well, but this is some LST action from Neko, who's trying to figure out how to keep that back-to-back going. Chooses to just break instead. I'm going to be sending over to SZABOLCS, who's now up at the top, but they have clean well access.
Extremely dependent.
The timing from Neko was insane there to find that point. Very good screen watching.
Very good. I think one thing, especially when it comes to like the speed difference between players, is like how large the window is for when you have a punish. For SZABOLCS, the window is very short, but when it comes to Neko, the moment they find a window, they can just completely overwhelm. Which is going to be like one of the deciding factors in this matchup. It's just going to be up to execution on Neko, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, there's the STSD into the 6-3. I mean, it works. SZABOLCS on the ropes. They find the wells, but the next one's covered.
Like,
and that garbage was messy. That,
really good
that
example.
is so much cheese.
SZABOLCS did not have a bad board state at all there, but the moment there was like a slight pressure differential, Neko just cranked the speed, and now look at SZABOLCS just get overwhelmed. We've seen it 3 times, and we'll see it a few more. If Neko is unfortunately failing these executions, SZABOLCS will find that window eventually, and will convert that into a round win. Oh no, SZABOLCS is skipping the same line. The queue is not in their favor. It is able to make that 4-surge threshold, and the break is going to be a nail in the coffin. Very well played. Punishing that greedy LST.
There. Yeah. The fractal cut copy there from Neko. Nice start. Put SZABOLCS up at the top. Finding that really pressure, especially with the back-to-back advantage.
Just gonna have to play for a neutral port state. Just gonna need to cancel all spins, really. Because when the surge does break, they do have 1 tank. And they find that out masterfully.
SZABOLCS with some cheeky spins here to keep their board in a good state, but they're down at the bottom without too much material. Going to have to either tank or upstack here if they want any sort of pressure.
Extreme dependent. The Q is in their favor this time. Able to get the counter for maximum canceling, getting to the center of their board. All the material that they're looking for.
Ooh, an eyepiece dependency.
Yeah, that 23 extension is going to be enough to take the round. That is just normal 6-3 from Neko there. SZABOLCS does get a pretty nice well. Looking for the 4-surge threshold, able to find it. Not forced to break immediately. That's exactly what we love to see. 34 spike extension. Wow. And Neko's being forced to cover the well. Very well timed burst from SZABOLCS there. Early misdrop from Neko. SZABOLCS now has the pacing decision here. But before I can even finish that thought, it had already shifted. Neko now has that 9-to-5 clockwork lead.
It's my day off. We can't be using those words.
Okay, my bad.
PC from SZABOLCS right there. Going to give them a clean board state, but that is a lot of garbage that's coming in from Neko. Yeah, it's so true. Look at this cat. What is the cat doing? The cat is on match point.
I'm sorry, but the casual just 180 TSS with no hesitation for well transfer is the most ridiculous thing I've seen in this game in recent time.
Misdrop from Neko on that very interesting opener. That's going to give SZABOLCS a bit of runway here as they do have
that was
the
a
nice
really
4-5
good
up stack. That's messy garbage.
Echo's making their way down. SZABOLCS, very greedy eye waste there. They're not going to have the pressure to secure any kind of major advantage. So they're going to have to bide their time and look for a re-engage later. In neutral board state. Very nicely done. Fractals coming out from Neko.
Insane spike there from Neko.
So most of it is clean. SZABOLCS just finding these amazing, like, micro adjustments to make sure they get every single line possible of, like, extra damage. But unfortunately, that T overhang isn't going to do much good. As the counter
Neko trying to get that back-to-back advantage going.
But they'll break here. Wait, they might not have to. Okay, they do. Yeah, breaking here with no follow-up. So SZABOLCS is going to live to tell the tale.
Oh,
I say that, and then the O piece misdrop.
You cursed that so hard.
My bad. Usually my curse rate's kind of low, but it seems that that's starting to shift. These misdrops have been going kind of crazy.
Yeah. And that is going to be SZABOLCS dropping out of the tournament, and Neko is going to be continuing on to losers finals, which I believe should be our next match.